A question from one of my patrons of the kernel level, Oberst, and Christopher Cologne asked, did any of the Axis powers have a legitimate chance of reaching parity or some level close to assuming the Axis solely conducted defensive operations of their territory of production/industrial output compared to the Allies? Even if the Soviet Union fell, would the Axis be able to compete against the combined manufacturing capabilities of the United States, the British Empire, and other desperate Allied forces in South America, Australia, Asia, and Africa? I would assume Allied commanders would prioritize disabling Axis production capabilities. Very interesting question. Now, the answer for Italy and Japan is a clear and simple no, and for Germany it's 9. But let's take a closer look at the German example and also the case that the Soviet Union would have fallen. Now here's the important thing. If the Wehrmacht managed to capture or conquer the Soviet Union, well, it stretches quite far out to the east. And even if you just take the part until the Ural Mountains, it's the infrastructure. The infrastructure was limited already, and it was even more, it was destroyed and hampered by the war. Even if you count out any partisans, which is very unlikely, if you look at how the Germans acted in the conquered territory. So you probably would have partisans, you would have destroyed infrastructure, you would have destroyed factories, flooded mines, other elements. Also quite a stuff of the factories were transferred behind the Ural Mountains. Even if you catch those, they're in a damaged state. And you don't have the German engineers and everyone, they have a different approach to everything. Also the whole material stuff. I think at one point they tried to copy the T-34, but they didn't have the proper alloy or something for the engine. And the whole philosophy, so you can't just reuse their production plants and everything around. You need to adapt. So it takes quite some time. And the other thing is, the German heartland was in reach of Allied bombers. Whereas the United States, there was nothing in range. They had a perfect infrastructure, they had resources, they had everything there. And this is the main difference. They had a secure base where they could produce everything. If you build a factory in Germany, you have to think about how it's safest from bombers or something. Okay, you build it in a mountain, you build it dispersed, you build it underground. In the United States, we need a factory. Where is the nearest place where we can build one, where we have the best highway and infrastructure around it, then we just build it. So this is one of the reasons, and basically Germany lacked manpower, resources, processes. For instance, manufacturing belts, standardization. Germans for a long time didn't have properly standardized equipment or production models, and then also manufacturing equipment. So the manpower, to a certain degree, you could use slave labor, but the problem is quality will certainly drop, dangerous hazards and everything. It makes everything more complicated, and you need guards and everything. Then processes. For processes, you need experience, you need the proper leadership, and also a reform-likely people. And this is the thing, I think to a certain degree, Goering was in charge of stuff in other ways. So the limitations, then you always have the rivalry between the different branches of the armed forces and everything. So, and this was quite inefficient in the Third Reich. Then the same is for manufacturing equipment. Do you produce or do you upgrade? Do you keep producing your stuff or do you upgrade your manufacturing equipment and everything? So here's always, Germany in that aspect was too short in many aspects. And even if they took the Soviet Union, they would have the resources, but still they need to ship the resources to the right places, in the right quality, and they could have built up something in the Soviet Union itself to a certain degree, but it's always the infrastructure. You have to ship everything around. What do you transfer all your high quality labor to the Soviet Union? Then you need to build an infrastructure for food, for housing, for everything else. It's not as easy as in most computer games. This is the resources, they don't just flow in there. So basically I would say no, not really a chance. Especially not because also Australia was there, Canada, and many other countries that were completely out of range of bomber range. And also these were completely functioning systems. The Soviet Union to a certain degree wasn't that well built up even before the attack, and after the attack there was a lot of problems. And then if you have the population there and everything, it's not a peaceful territory, to put it that way. Whereas in the other places for the Allies, these were all their homelands, their heartlands. I hope this was a sufficient answer for you. If not, please let me know on the Patreon. And everyone else, thank you for watching and see you next time.